Hi friends, happy Tuesday. Thanks for coming to class tonight. I really miss teaching in person, but I'm glad that we can connect this way during these crazy, crazy, strange times. So I hope all is well and healthy and for you and your families. And yeah, let's get started. So the way this will go is we'll start on our backs today. And I'm going to turn the camera off so you can just lay on your back, close your eyes, and focus on my voice for a few minutes. And then we'll get started with a warm-up, and then move through a flow, and then we'll come back down to seated stretches and end in Savasana, where I will again turn off the camera and just keep music playing for a few minutes. So I'll leave you there. You're welcome to stay in Savasana as long or as little as you like. It's up to you. And, we're going to be moving through a lot of vinyasas today, a lot of chaturangas. So if at any point it's too many, if your wrists and your shoulders or whatever it is that just is like it's too much, don't stress out about it. Just skip it. Go to your downward dog, go to your child's pose. That's always there and welcome to you. So yeah, and if you feel like it moves a little fast, or it takes you a few extra steps or a few extra breaths to transition into postures, don't worry about it. Just keep up with whatever you can, catch up, take breaks. It's your practice. Do whatever you want. Just definitely don't get discouraged. We're all here just to practice and connect with our mind, body, spirit. So yeah, with that, let's lay down on our backs. So as you start to get comfortable on your back, take your micro movements, move your shoulders so they're underneath you, create a little bit more space between your ears and your shoulders. Relax your neck, maybe move your head gently side to side, softening the back of your head. We'll bring our feet out, hip distance or wider, letting the ankles release and the feet just flop out to either side. Opening up the insides of your legs, just starting to let that line of energy just relax. Dropping your weight down into your hips, falling heavier and heavier in your hips with each exhale. Bring our palms up to face the ceiling and our arms just away from our bodies. As your breath starts to slow down, your exhales begin to elongate. You start moving through your own individual body scan, starting with your toes, then moving your way up your body, asking yourself, where can you release? Where can you relax? And where can you let go? What needs to be working right now and what doesn't? Starting to relax your quads, letting your hamstrings melt towards the floor. Starting to relax your belly, letting your belly button just sink down. Your ribs release. And your chest softens as the balls of your shoulders start to move towards the mat. Just melt away. Taking a moment to take inventory of where your mind's at, what thoughts are going through your head. Just observing, and then leaving your thoughts at the door, knowing that they'll be there in an hour after this class. But right now, you come to focus on your breath. Noticing and observing the sounds that are around you. Letting them be there. Not forcing anything in or out. But just letting it pass and coming back to your breath. When the mind starts to chatter and you start to feel distracted, or if you start to notice you're losing focus, try to bring yourself back to your breath. Consciously, intentionally. We'll take a big inhale through the nose. And a slow, audible exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, letting your chest, your ribs, and your belly move down towards the floor. We'll inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, letting the belly button rise to the ceiling, filling up the ribs, letting the ribs expand to the sides, and filling up the chest, letting the heart move up towards the ceiling and across your shoulder blades, pausing, and then exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, pausing at the bottom, and then inhaling, belly, ribs, chest, pausing at the top, exhale, chest, ribs, belly, pausing at the bottom, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, pausing at the top, exhaling at your own pace. And then inhaling at your own pace. Move through 3 of these breaths on your own. At the bottom of that third breath. And start to inhale your knees into your chest. Drawing your tailbone down. Relaxing your shoulders. And start to make circles with your knees. Breathing. Loosening up your lower body. Taking inventory of your low back. Then making circles in the opposite direction. We'll inhale. We'll push our heels up towards the ceiling, thinking about stacking ankles over knees, knees over hips. We'll flex our ankles, toes pointing towards your face. Just starting to stretch out your calves and your hamstrings. Keeping your tailbone down, keeping your shoulders underneath you and relaxed. Start to point, flex here. You're rolling your ankles. Going in the opposite direction. We'll inhale, draw the right knee into the body and let the left leg be straight. Hug that right knee into the right armpit. You can keep your left leg hovered, or you can bring it down to the floor, flexing your ankle or pointing your ankle. But just keeping that left leg engaged. And we'll open up our right hip by bringing the right knee over to the right side. We'll take our left hand to our left hip to make sure that our left hip is still staying on the mat. The left leg is still engaged. You can point or flex your right foot. And then we'll start to make circles with the right knee, keeping the left hip down. Circles in the opposite direction. And then we draw the left knee in. Give yourself a big hug. We'll extend the right leg. Bring the left knee in towards the left armpit. Flexing the ankles or pointing the ankles, just keeping the legs engaged. Breathing. Let's start to make circles. The left knee. And we'll bring the left knee out first, keeping the right hip down. And then we'll start to make circles here. Circles the other way. And we'll inhale the knees into the chest. Straighten the legs again. And we'll bring our arms straight. So wrists over elbow, elbow over shoulders.
And we'll inhale, reaching the fingers up towards the ceiling, not towards the toes. Lift your shoulder blades up off the mat. Draw your belly button towards your spine. And exhale, slowly come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. And move through 10 of these on your own. Really slow, feeling the activation. And when you're finished here, we'll bring the knees in, give yourself a big hug. And we'll start to rock and roll our spine. Take a couple rolls here, waking up your spine, moving with control, not with momentum. So moving from your core, and then try to come into your Navasana with control. We'll start here. You can have your toes touching, or you can have them lifted. Either way, draw your navel to spine, roll your shoulders onto your back, reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, sitting up nice and tall, grounding down with your sit bones. We'll bring our palms to face the ceiling. And inhale, straighten the legs, lean back. Exhale, come in. Inhale, exhale. The further that you come back, the further you have to come up. So kind of figure out where that boundary is for you, where you can move through a few of these. And if you fall out, don't worry. 2 more. And from here, we'll cross our legs and find our way to all fours. So we have our fingers wide, pushing down into our fingertips, pushing each finger mound into the mat. We're taking weight out of our wrists by pushing into the top parts of our hands. Our wrists are parallel with the front edge of the mat. Our wrists are underneath our elbows are underneath our shoulders. We're not dropped down in our shoulders, but we're lifted up, pushing the ground away. We have our knees under hips, and we untuck the toes. Draw the navel to spine. And find your drishti, find a gaze on the floor just below you, without moving your head or looking around, because that's how you get off balance. Just find one spot on the floor, pushing the ground away from you, equal distribution of weight in your hands and your knees. We'll inhale, shift your weight into your left shin as we lift the right leg up, toes pointing towards the ceiling, so your knee is bent. Kind of thinking about eliminating that arch in your back if you got it, by drawing the navel to spine, engaging the core, pushing the floor away with your hands. And we'll just pulse, reaching the toes up towards the ceiling 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we take the knee out to the right side, keeping the leg engaged, flexing or pointing your feet, and we take the knee up to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Extend that foot back, and you're gonna paint a rainbow with your foot. So moving from one side up and over to the other side, We'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring that knee back to center. And from here, I want you to dome your upper spine, pushing with your hands away from the floor, separating your scapula at the top of the dome of your spine. You tuck your chin in and exhale. Draw your scapula together. And you're not coming into a back bend here, but you're just working this motion, drawing your shoulder blades together on your back, pushing them away. Together, away. Breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we'll inhale, shift our weight into our right shin as we bring the left leg up off the mat. Left toes pointing towards the ceiling. Draw your navel to spine. Eliminate that banana back bend. Push the floor away from you. And we'll inhale. Start your pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathing the entire time. You take that knee out to the left side. Draw the left knee up towards the ceiling 10 times. Count on your own. Relax your neck. We'll straighten that leg back. Find your strong tabletop position. Draw your core into your body. And we'll paint a rainbow with our left foot. For a count of 10, go ahead and count that on your own. When you're done there, you come back to center and start with those scapula motions again. For a count of 10, keeping your core engaged, pushing down into both of your shins. And trying not to drop all your weight into your wrists. And when you're done there, let's take a couple circles on our wrists. Moving in one direction, and then moving in the other direction. Come back to center. Flip your left wrist over. Give your left wrist a little stretch. Breathing. I'll switch wrists. Flipping your right wrist over. Go back to center. Move through a couple cat-cows. Doming your upper spine, gazing towards your belly button or in between your knees. Exhale, drawing the heart through the biceps, gazing forward or gazing up. Inhale into your cat. Pushing down with your shins, pushing down with your hands. Move your hips side to side. We'll take a couple big circles. Taking as big a circle as you can. And then moving in the opposite direction. We'll come back to center and we'll tuck our toes. Start to straighten the legs as the hips shift up towards the ceiling and your heart moves towards your thighs. Look at your hands. Make sure that your middle fingers are parallel, your wrists are parallel with the front edge of the mat. You're pushing the floor away from you, fingertips engaged, strong straight arms, elbows pointing out to the sides, and then relaxing your neck between your arms. As you push the floor away from you, draw your navel to spine, your hips move up, your knees can be bent as they need to be here. And pedal out your feet if that feels good. And breathing, finding your static downward dog. We'll inhale, lift the heels. And as you exhale, walk your feet up towards your hands and exhale into your forward fold. Relax your neck. And bend your knees, or you can start to straighten them, just wherever you're at. You can pedal out your legs if that feels good. Relaxing your neck. You can bring our right hand underneath our right foot. And with your toes, start to push into the crease of that right hand, just giving your wrist a little bit of love here. The more weight you drop in, the more balance you have to keep. But it feels really good. Switch hands. Really flattening your hand to the floor. We'll relax down into a forward fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees as you start to come up to standing. Hands reaching overhead, gazing at the ceiling. Exhale, your hands push into one another as you come to your standing position, Tadasana mountain pose. Bring your big toes to touch and your heels slightly apart, or keep your feet parallel and hip distance, or take them wider if you need a little bit more stability. Wherever you're at, ground down through the four corners of each foot, big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and the two corners of your heels. Lift your inner arches and firm up your ankles. Engage your quads, draw your navel to spine, tuck your tailbone down. Inhale, broad across the chest, dropping your shoulders away from your ears, your fingers pointing the floor, and your arms engaged like you're holding something heavy in both of your hands. Crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin slightly. And take 3 full diaphragmatic breaths. Standing strong and sturdy in your mountain pose. In your next inhale, your hands reach up towards the ceiling. You exhale into your chair. Take a couple breaths here. There's a lot of different ways to teach chair. I like to think about it as trying to bring the knees back to stack over the ankles and then dropping the hips down. Draw your navel to spine, illuminating that banana back, and then lift your chest up. Breathe. And exhale. You straighten the legs, bend forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat, and you step back, find your plank. Pushing the floor away from you, gripping the mat with your fingertips, drawing your navel to spine. If your hips are up here, think about maybe bringing them a little bit lower. Heels reaching behind you, and we'll drop our knees, bending the elbows, hugging the rib cage, slowly come all the way down to the floor. Untuck the toes, and take a couple shoulder rolls here. Should feel really good. And then move in the opposite direction. And then we'll inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, draw the shoulder blades together. Elbows come in towards each other. So much that your hands lift up off of the mat. Heavy in your hips, pushing down into the tops of your feet. Breathe here. And exhale, forehead to the mat. With your fingertips lined up with your shoulders. Keep your elbows in. As you inhale, push up, heavy in the tops of your feet, lifting your thighs up off the floor, upward facing dog. Breathe here. And then on an inhale, moving from the core, you rise up to your downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Strong, straight arms. Hips moving towards the ceiling, heart melting towards the thighs. Heels reaching back. Think about equal distribution of weight in your hands, equal distribution of weight in both of your hands and both of your feet. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, walk your feet forward to the front of the mat. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, coming all the way up, reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, hands come through heart center. We inhale, our arms come up. Sit back in your chair. We exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shift into the front parts of your foot without scrunching your toes. See how that changes things as you bring your hips to stack over your ankles. Draw your navel to spine. Roll your shoulders onto your back, crown of the head reaching forward. Strong, straight back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the mat. You can drop your knees again, or you can keep your legs straight. Either way, we come all the way down. We inhale into our baby cobra. Elbows coming towards each other, chest lifting, heavy in the hips, pushing into the tops of the feet. We exhale, forehead to the mat. Inhale, fingertips lined up with the shoulders. We push up into our upward facing dog. Heavy in the bottoms of our feet, pushing the floor away, the bottom of your feet. Breathing your heart in between your biceps. Gazing forward. Inhale from the core to your downward facing dog. Big exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, walk your feet forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, hands come up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Inhale, reach up and find your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, find your plank. Keeping your legs straight or dropping down and doing what we just did. You can stay with that version of your vinyasa, or you can keep your legs straight, elbows pointing behind you, shift forward slightly, lower halfway down, and then inhale, roll over the tops of your feet, coming right up to your upward facing dog. Drawing your shoulder blades together on the back, pushing the mat away from you with your hands and the tops of your feet. Breathing. On an inhale, we rise up with the core, finding down dog, and a big exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, walk forward, finding a forward fold. On an inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come all the way up. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Inhale, hands come up. Find your chair. Sitting back. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, find your plank. Moving through vinyasa. And meeting in downward facing dog. Take 3 good deep diaphragmatic breaths here in down dog. And don't forget, you don't have to take all of the vinyasas. You can come straight to down dog. You can drop your knees, come into your child's pose, meet us wherever we're at any time. So we'll inhale, the right leg comes up. Exhale, stack your hips, bend that top leg. Breathing here. Top knee reaching up towards the ceiling. Equal distribution of weight in both of your hands. Breathing. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, all the way through. Setting up in your low lunge. Left leg straight. We inhale. Crescent warrior. Engage that left glute. Bend into that front knee. Draw your navel to spine, ribs in, shoulder blades on your back. If it's too much with your hands up, you can always bring your hands here. You can always bring your hands here. If you want more shoulders, you bring your arms to cactus, stretching that chest, bringing the elbows behind you. On an exhale, we bring our hands down, step back, move through vinyasa. So finding your chaturanga, your upward facing dog, and your downward facing dog. Big exhale in your down dog. And then we'll inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, stack your hips, bend that top leg, left knee reaching for the ceiling. Equal distribution of weight in your hands. Feeling that heat start to fire. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, straight. Exhale all the way through, setting up in your low lunge. Keeping your right leg straight. Draw your navel to spine as you lift up with the core. Finding your crescent lunge. Bending into that front knee, strong straight back leg. Breathing. We exhale, hands come down. Legs come back. Move through vinyasa or come straight to your down dog. Really great work. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, walk forward. Big forward fold. Relax your neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Hands come all the way up. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Standing nice and tall in your Tadasana mountain pose. Shift your weight to your left leg as you draw the right knee up, flexing the right ankle. Find one spot on the floor about 3 feet in front of you and stare at that one unmoving spot. Don't look around, but just stay here breathing. Inhale, straighten that right leg forward, flexing the ankle. Exhale, bend. Inhale, open up your right leg to the right side, opening up that right hip. Exhale, we'll release. Inhale, your arms come up, sit back into your chair. And we'll exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold, relax the neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back with the leg that you don't usually step back with. Find your plank. We're gonna move through vinyasa. You can drop your knees and come to baby cobra, or you can move through a traditional chaturanga to upward facing dog. We inhale to our downward facing dog and take 3 breaths. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, all the way through. Low lunge. Set yourself up to rise up with your core, pushing the ground away from you with your feet. Take a breath. And on an exhale, you bring your hands back down. Vinyasa. Find your breath. We'll inhale the left leg up. Exhale all the way through. Set up your low lunge to inhale to your crescent lunge. Breathe. Bend into that front knee. Strong, straight back leg. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step that foot back. Vinyasa. Or down dog. Or child's pose. Three breaths in your down dog. Come back to your breath. Then we inhale the heels up. Walk the feet forward. Exhaling into a forward fold. Relax the neck. Maybe you gaze at your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, push down with your feet as you rise up. And exhale, your hands come all the way down. This time, we shift our weight into our right leg. We inhale the left leg up. Breathe here, staring at your one focal point, your drishti. Standing up nice and tall and strong. We inhale, straighten that leg. Take a couple breaths. Strong work. Inhale, bend. Exhale, open that left hip out to the side. We gently release back down. We'll inhale our hands up. Sit back down in our chair. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, find your plank. Move through your vinyasa. Exhale to your down dog. Strong, straight arms, heart melting towards your legs, towards your thighs. Navel to spine, hips reaching up. Inhale, your left leg comes up. Exhale, all the way through, low lunge. On an inhale, you rise up to your crescent. You breathe. Bend into that front knee, strong, straight back leg. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to your plank. Inhale, shift forward slightly. Bend the elbows pointing backwards. Come halfway down. Inhale up to your upward facing dog. And you exhale, downward facing dog. Three really good diaphragmatic breaths here. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, walk your feet forward. And exhale into a forward fold. Heavy with your head, relaxing your neck. Shifting into the front part of your foot into your toe mounds. Taking some weight off of your heels, but also wiggling your toes so you're not gripping the mat with your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head, reaching forward, strong, straight back, navel to spine. Exhale from there, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, palms reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands pushing into each other and coming all the way down. We'll shift into our right leg. Inhale, flexing the left ankle. We bring the left leg up. Breathe. If you feel good, you feel sturdy here, you're focusing on one unmoving point on the floor. Maybe you take your peace fingers on your left hand, reach for the inside of your big toe on your left foot. Breathing. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you straighten that left leg. Breathing. If this feels good, maybe you open up to the left side. Breathing. Wherever you're at, you are perfectly in the right place. We'll slowly bend that knee. Slowly bring the left foot to meet the right. Shaking that off. Let's shift our weight into our left foot now. So grounding down to the four corners of the left foot. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, two corners of the heels. Lift the inner arch on the left foot. Firm up the ankle on the left foot. Firm up the left quad. And we'll inhale. Flex the right ankle as you lift the right leg up. Focusing on your drishti and breathing. Drawing your navel to spine. Shoulders stacked over hips. Crown of the head reaching for the ceiling. Maybe you take your peace fingers of your right hands, bring them on the inside of your big toe on your right foot. Stay here and breathe. And if that feels good, maybe you start to straighten that right leg. Staying with your drishti, staying with your breath. If that feels good, maybe you start to open up to the right side. Really pushing down with the left big toe. And then we gently bend that right knee. Gently bring it back down. And wiggle that out. Inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, come all the way down to a forward fold. Let's walk our feet out wide. And then just forward fold in your wide-legged forward fold. Letting your upper body just hang down, pushing into the outside edges of both of your feet as if you're lifting the inner arches of both of your feet. Draw your navel to spine here still as your head tries to find its way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, we'll bring our toes to point, kind of diagonally, as we walk our feet in and find a squat. Here in our squat, breathe, lifting the chest. Maybe you slowly lift one ankle at a time, moving real slow. Can be a lot for your calves. And we'll just gently find our way all the way down. We'll bring our feet forward, bringing our sit bones to ground down through the mat, and move in your stuff. Sitting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulders on to your back, tucking your chin slightly, crown of the head reaching up. Let's inhale, the hands up. Exhale, just a gentle twist here. Maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, gentle twist. We'll inhale, take the right knee, bring it across the left leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, finding a twist. Inhale, we're lengthening the spine, crown of the head reaching up. And on your exhales, you're drawing your rib cage to face the side of the room that you're facing. So twisting from the rib cage, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. Breathing. You exhale, release. Take the left leg across the right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, outside of the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Drawing the ribs to face this side of the room. Inhale, lengthening the spine up. Exhale, finding a little bit deeper of a twist. Maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Your next exhale, release gently. We'll keep this left foot across and just bring it to like a figure four. So it's hard to see with my all black get up here, but with my left knee bent, flex that left ankle. Inhale your arms up. Try to be equal in your distribution of weight in both of your sit bones. And as you exhale, draw your belly button towards your spine and fold forward. Relax that right leg. Trying to lengthen your low back here. Inhale, come up. Switch sides. Keeping that ankle flexed, or both of your ankles flexed. Equal distribution of weight in your sit bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, navel to spine as you reach forward. Relaxing the neck. Inhale, come up. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Bring the heels in towards your body. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keeping a straight spine, kind of as much as possible. Taking a few breaths there, and then you can release. We'll bring the heels out in front of us, finding that diamond shape. Inhale, lengthen. Strong, straight spine. Exhale, fold, navel to spine. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. With the knees hip distance apart, knees pointing the ceiling, sitting up really tall. Bring our palms up, and as slow as you can, we're gonna roll down, tucking the chin into the body, and trying to bring the hips down first, and then the low back, and then the middle back, and then the upper back, moving as slow as possible. And once you're there, we're gonna move into our bridge. So bridge is already in your practice. Feel free to start moving into your bridge. The full wheel is in your practice. Take a couple bridges and then move into your full wheel. Otherwise, follow along with me. We'll bring our heels in towards our body. Bring our palms down next to us. And gazing up at the ceiling, not moving your neck, not looking around. We ground down through the feet and we inhale, the hips come up. As we lift our spine up off of the mat. Your legs are working here. Imagine you're holding something in between your thighs. So your thighs are moving in towards each other. And then at the same time, your knees are moving forward to lengthen your quads. Make sure your shoulders are underneath you. Make sure you have space underneath your chin so you're not scrunching your neck. Breathing. And you exhale, one vertebra at a time, lowering back down. Once you release, you set up to inhale and rise back up. Keep hips reaching for the ceiling. Breathing into the belly. Breathing into the ribs. Breathing into the chest. Coming down when you're ready. And then moving into bridge one more time. Feel free to move into wheel if it's in your practice. Inhale. Hips reaching for the ceiling. Maybe you try to relax your glutes. Maybe you clasp your hands underneath you and walk your shoulders underneath you. Pinkies pushing down into the mat to give you a little bit more leverage to reach your hips up. And then you exhale, gently release. We'll take our feet out about mat distance apart and let your legs fall in towards each other so that your inner thighs are resting on one another. Breathing, softening, releasing. We'll inhale, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Exhale, dropping the knees to one side. Enjoying that stretch. Inhale, knees pointing up. Exhale, knees falling gently to the other side. Inhale, knees to the ceiling. Now draw the knees in towards the chest. Giving yourself a hug. Drawing the tailbone down. Move the knees out to the armpits. And reach up to find our happy baby, reaching for the outside edges of both of our feet. Thinking about ankles stacking over knees, knees driving down towards the floor. Tailbone lengthening, staying down on the mat. Belly softening. Take 3 good diaphragmatic breaths here. Relaxing the shoulders and the neck. Softening your low back, your middle back, your upper back. And we'll gently start to prepare for Savasana, extending one leg at a time. Getting our feet wide, letting our ankles relax and our feet relax. Bringing our palms up to face the ceiling and our arms away from our body. Making sure our shoulder blades are underneath us. Softening the back of the head. Be gently drawing your head side to side. Tucking the chin slightly. Softly close our eyes. Start to bring your inner gaze towards the tip of your nose or in between your eyebrows. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Relax your throat. Soften your ribs. Soften your belly. Falling heavy in your hips. Begin to release your quads. Letting your hamstrings melt down towards the mat. Relax your calves, your ankles, and the bottoms of your feet. Relax your shoulders, your biceps, your forearms, and your wrists. Relax the palms of your hands as you melt softer and heavier towards your mat.